All right. We're good. We're good.
All right.
Let me sit in the chair. I'll promote it. You can put it in your server too if you want.
Hmm.
This is like you can join up. Or you can we can start. Okay. I'm gonna send you the link so you can put it in yours. All right.
Hmm.
All right, it's there. Went there.
Let's see. Yep, there it is. There we go.
1 second. All right, and I'll put in the Diamond Podcast, and we can start.
Gotcha.
All right. I'm good when you are.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 6 of the Diamond Podcast. I'm here with the one and only ShepBandiCoot.
How you doing?
How are you, man? I mean, you've been off the scene for a bit.
Yeah, it's peaceful. I've just been doing a lot of video editing recently, just get prepared for 2025.
Yeah. You got a video schedule already?
Yeah, we have there's a couple of videos ready to come out soon, so I'm
All right,
excited.
all right. Yeah. Well, first off, I mean, what have you been doing ever since you stopped commentating? I mean, I know YouTube, but like, is there something else there?
Yeah, so I recently graduated from college back in like May, so I just been.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
You just want to say it, just say so.
I'm sorry. Let me stop trolling.
So I graduated in May, and I got a job post graduation, so I just been mainly working there. Got myself salaried. Let's go, baby. Getting the big bucks.
We love that.
Yeah, just been working most of the time. I moved in with my girlfriend in August, so her and I have been living together now, and just
That's awesome.
just been enjoying things outside the game for the most part.
Yeah. What was your major?
I was a finance major.
Okay, so you're making bank then. You're making bank.
I'm actually not working.
Or you
a
will be.
finance
You
job
will
right
be.
now.
I should
I'm
say
just,
you will be.
I'm working in a finance industry, but I'm not doing a finance job.
Okay, that I would ask if what you do for work, but I feel like that's too far.
Yeah, I don't really feel comfortable saying that.
No, you're good. You're good. You don't got to. All right. Well, um, let's get more into okay. So, what got you started with content creation?
Ooh, so this channel a long ass time ago. It's been almost 10 years. We started, I think it was in middle school. We were watching PewDiePie, of course. We were watching like Let's Play channels, and we got the idea of just him and I doing Let's Play content from our PC, which was a crappy piece of shit that is no longer with us. Just we did OBS recording, and we would do the videos from that. So
Okay.
that's how we started. We did like Slenderman. I think was our one and only video we started out with. Oh man, that video is so fucking horrible. There's just no redeeming qualities from that.
I remember Slenderman on Gmod.
I did not play a lot of Gmod, honestly.
Oh, dude, you were missing out, man.
The games that we had. So since we didn't have a lot of like,
crazy.
we didn't have recording software, so we had that PC, and our
Mm.
PC. We didn't buy games. We okay, I can't say that. But we used a like a U-turret back then,
Mm.
and like we would get the games that we needed.
So you didn't
And
pirate them.
I did not do that. No, 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 no.
Okay. Okay. I thought we were about to admit to illegal activities on a stream.
I did not do anything of those
I plead the
sorts.
fifth. I plead the fifth.
Well, we played the Slenderman game,
Yeah.
and we had no microphone. We were sitting in our laptop in front of each other, and we had Family Guy on the background. So the entire video, you could hear Family Guy just going through the background of the video. Every now and then we make a comment or
Are these
something.
videos still up?
No, this video is long gone.
Dude, I would love to watch that. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure the cam doesn't fall asleep.
Yeah,
But,
I'm just like, no, that video will never, because I don't think I have it saved anywhere. So that thing is gone.
that'd be a video to watch. That wouldn't be good, but it
10
would be a
years
video.
ago,
It would be a
Shep
video.
is-
Would be a video.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, so like after that, I think we had stopped. We had stopped on that. We were like, we're not gonna do this. And then
Okay.
we got our PS4. We purchased it together, him and I, and we were like, you know what? They actually can record gameplay on here. Let's test this out a little bit. We had like so good friends that we were playing with, and we would say like from the PlayStation, we'd upload the clips, and
Mm-hmm.
like that's the very earliest videos that we had, like going from there on out. Like some of them
And
are still
obviously
up.
the
Not all of
software's
them.
definitely gotten better since then. We'll say.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. The production has been increasing every year. 2 years after that, we. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what do you edit from now? Just PC, I'm guessing. Like you have a spare PC or something, or you still using
Just I have a new laptop now. Him and I,
Okay,
my brother and I,
yeah.
we have separate laptops we edit on.
Okay.
So before
he does
that,
YouTube as
though,
well.
yeah, him and I run the channel together. So
Oh, I didn't
he
know
does.
that. Okay.
If you watch any of the Fortnite content, it is very likely that it's him, because like you can tell our voices are slightly different. We're very similar, but our voices are slightly different. So you could hear that the next time you play.
Yeah.
But with editing, we originally had that PC, that shitty ass fucking horrible thing.
Mhm.
2 years later, after we started like making the videos, our friend came over on our birthday, and he was like, "Oh shit, this PC is like fucked up," and he straight up nuked everything that was on our PC because it was just cancerous.
Oh,
And
that
we were
sucks.
well, no, we didn't care. We were just like, "Yeah, do it, please." Like this thing's horrible. So he nukes the whole thing, and after that, we were like, okay, so we may be able to edit on here now. We have like flash drives. We know like how we can get it over. So originally we started on Windows Movie Maker, and
My God. I had the same thing on my HP laptop. I had the HP something 10. It was like a blue laptop.
I actually have an HP. I don't know what year this one is, but it's HP. I want to say it's like I don't even know what years they're at right now. I know one of them was a 10, and the new one I have here probably isn't a 10. But
oh no, mine was old. Yeah.
We edited through Windows Movie Maker, so a lot of the older videos from like 20, I want to say like around 2018 to 2019, all Windows Movie Maker there. But then we found a way to get we got Sony Vegas somehow. Our friend helped us get that, so we have been using that. It's like a Vegas Pro 14. We haven't upgraded in 5 years. And all the videos have now been edited on that software since.
Nice. Okay. Well, I'm gonna ask a similar question. What got you into the wrestling community?
Like just in Rec Room or just in general?
Yeah, Rec Room.
Rec Room wise, I was doing commentary before this. I was doing like UFC type of commentary for FNL.
Okay. Okay.
I actually stumbled upon that. It was in one of the early Rec Room videos, but I stumbled upon it and I was commentating from the crowd, and whoever the owner was or some shit, they turn around and they look at me, and I thought they were about to boot me because of course I'm right behind them. I'm just shit. And
Just trying to commentate.
he he goes, you know what? Follow me. And he takes me down to like the entranceway and lets me in. And I was just able to do commentary for the rest of that event. And then
Wow.
I did a couple more for them there, but wrestling wise, I had seen a couple events. I had seen like a WWE NXT from
Yeah.
Scratch back in the
Oh
day.
God, not Scratch.
I tried
I never
to
met the guy. I never
join
met the
that
guy, so I
one.
don't know. But I just
You've
heard
heard
bad
a
things.
lot of stories.
I, I will say I've heard stories. Yes.
Tokyo Lights, I think it was the person I talked to that day.
Okay.
So he was telling me about it. I didn't have Discord at the time, so he's like, "Yeah, you got to be in Discord if you want to join, and you got to have like VR." And I'm like, I don't have either one of those." So he said, "Oh, tough shift. You can't,
Damn.
can't do that." So I was like, "All right." Fast forward like a couple months later, it was like 2022, and I stumbled upon Impact Wrestling, the old Taxi
Yep.
owned
Yep.
Impact with Banana Bread. They were like just
Know it
starting out
all.
too.
Yeah. Yeah. I just had Know It All on my podcast. He was telling me stories as well about
Yeah, I had the
Impact.
so that same type of situation happened in Impact. I was in the crowd again, just kind of dicking around because that's what my Rec Room videos were at the time, was just me dicking around in random rooms. And then they heard me in the crowd again. They were just like, he would be a good content. So they rushed me up to the top of the stage where they had the microphone, way far out of view from the actual ring. So I had to like squint my eyes and shit trying to see. But yeah, I was doing commentary for that event, and I stayed afterwards, and the rest is history.
Yeah. Well, that's. I'm trying to think of questions that's off my head. I'm sorry, I don't have the Discord pulled up. Um,
No, you're all
would you
good.
ever, if you like somehow got a VR, like just got it gifted to you by someone, or would you go out and buy one to be able to do this?
I actually been thinking about this a lot recently. I don't know what it's been. I did that entrance for DPCW, like that return I did
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
video. The reaction I got was like awesome. I heard it through the video, and I was like grinning ear to ear from it. I was just like, "Oh shit, yeah!"
You're
And
like, you're like, I
I've
know
been
that guy.
like, it was just like the loud ass reaction of excitement that I
Yeah.
heard, and I was like, man, I wish I could really get more of that. So I've been thinking about it a little bit. I don't think I'm gonna actually go and buy a VR. I just don't think that's worth my
I
time
mean,
doing.
the Quest 3S is pretty cheap. I mean, but
Yeah, but I'm just like, I just
that's,
don't
I
know
mean,
when else I'm gonna use it. I barely have time to get on the game now as it
that's
is.
true. I mean,
So
still, I
I've
think there's
been.
some companies that would schedule around you, and I know
Oh, I think they
this
would. I
there's few companies that are like later in the day. I mean, like I'm just gonna say for example, TNA, they do like 5:30 shows usually, but they started to go more
Hmm,
earlier in the day because of more British people joining the company
those
and
damn
having a
Brits.
more impactful part in the stories, so they can't have to be earlier. um, but
I've thought
no, I
so. Like,
think
yeah, I've thought a lot about that
yeah,
with
no,
like
it's
because
completely valid. I mean, you wouldn't be full time at all. You'd be a this would be like a time time setting.
I honestly like I think I just want one match where like if I was able to like I had a buddy who was actually I came so close to getting a VR.
Really.
I don't know if I ever shared this, but
Let's hear this. Let's hear the story. Let's hear the story.
my buddy John, he plays with us in a lot of games. He
Yeah.
goes by the name Shizzle if you're looking around for him later. But uh, John, he had a VR headset like set up for his PlayStation
Hmm.
4 right before I switched to the PS5. He was talking about his like VR. He was like, I don't really use this shit anymore. I'm thinking about selling it. And then the conversation became like, oh, maybe we actually like maybe you just give it to us because if you're gonna sell it to somebody else, like I might actually want to talk about this. So him and I were in talks about it for a while. And the reason why it didn't work out was because I was getting the PS5. I was just like, his VR would not have worked when I switched over to that.
Oh, was it a
So
PSVR?
yeah,
Oh, okay, okay,
it
okay.
was like the original PSVR, I think. And then
Yeah. I knew the tracking got fucked up on that on Rec Room. I
So
had
that
buddies
was
who
what I
played like,
would have
yeah.
had.
Okay.
The talks fell through around that time because like again I was getting ready to switch over.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's how close I was. That was like after I had left commentary. It was around that time, like when I was transitioning the reviews to people, and it was that close.
Wow, that's so going in on that again. What would your like dream opponent be then? If you like, you can name a couple, but like, if you have like one specific person that if you did, you said you wanted to have one match on VR.
I can think of a couple that I would have wanted to work with.
Okay, let's
Currently,
hear
I
it.
think Vacation Guy would have been my number one go to.
I would love to see. He's actually a heel now. Have you heard about
That's what I
that?
was. That's what I was. Yeah, I
Okay.
actually I predicted that too. I was like, so Z-Man did his like teaser and shit, and
Yeah.
I sent him a message later. I said, um, "You're really about to turn Vacation Guy heel?" He goes, "Hold on, actually, let me pull up the message real quick. I'm gonna I'm gonna
I was
just
just
read the
playing
shit I sent to
NCAA with Z
Z-Man.
man. He's kind of mad I left.
Yeah, let me quickly get that up because I know I have. Fuck, where is it at? Where's Z-Man's? What is Z-Man's name on Discord?
It's like Unga.
Okay, great. I
Call me not
changed it.
Carson is like his username.
Okay, I said, "Are you about to turn Vacation?" This is on December 9th. I said, "Are you
So
about to
yeah.
turn Vacation Guy heel? We're going to experiment with some things I can't say. I'm glad you're invested." That's not a no. Vacation Guy as a heel is an interesting idea. I can't confirm or deny it, but we will experiment with new ideas. Am I the first one to guess that this is about to happen? He says, "Yep, it's going to be on YouTube so you can watch." I said, "Damn, now I know I'm right. You'll have to send it to me when it happens." He said, "Sounds good," and then he sent it to me later.
Yeah. I remember in one of the reviews you did for TNA, it was about the storyline not being able to continue,
Hmm.
and you were because you reviewed me on Vacation match. I think it was a 4.5 star, I believe,
Hmm.
and you were like, "Man, I would love to see this go somewhere. It's it's gonna be going somewhere now because if you watched the video, you saw Vacation beat the fuck out of me, threw me off the stage."
Yeah, I
Um,
don't. So I don't remember which one of you was. I think was it you who was retiring, or was it him that was leaving? Because one of you guys was leaving. I think
it
that's
was
why.
me who was at the time. I mean, obviously I'm back now, so it doesn't have a point.
Oh, that's another
But
thing. I take Rec Room Wrestling retirement with a pinch of salt every goddamn time now, because it's like,
okay, but
again,
like,
you have the itch to come back
yeah,
every single time.
I know it was so. I was not set on coming back at all, and somebody dragged me for a practice match in my dorm just to see if I still had it. So I'm in my dorm. I'm sitting there. I'm just like doing homework or something. I think it was music theory homework. And I get a call. I don't remember who it was. They're like, "Hop on, practice match. I'm on Unk." And I'm just like, "Fuck." Sure.
Fuck it,
I
I
get
guess.
on. I get on. Apparently, I'm still able to hit a 450 somehow in my dorm.
Jesus.
and and they were just like, "You still got it, dude. Come back, have some matches." I'm like, "If I have time." And then I ended up getting kicked out. That's I ended up getting kicked out of
Damn.
the ensemble for getting too sick. So then now I just had more time to sit in my dorm, and then they like dragged me out. So I had this big retirement match, big retirement tour for nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. How do you feel now, jackass?
I mean, about as good as you can feel, you know. Um,
Yeah. I mean, it is
Evil
what
Eye
you
had a
never
question.
know.
He said, "How do you feel about that Evil Eye dude?" I think that's a joke question. But he did continue it saying,
I don't know.
would you
He's
want to have a
fucking.
match with Evil Eye?"
Ooh, that'd be a good person too. I was thinking of a couple,
Yeah.
like
Screw
microphone. Obviously, that I would have tried to run
Microphone
that back
again,
with a
Shep
VR.
Microphone 2.
I don't know that one. I feel like unless his character was around elsewhere, I don't think it really works.
Yeah.
Because it works in that one setting where like the confrontation happened, but for me, it's just
Yeah.
like unless we build a story around it, and I'm not there to build the story, it's not going to feel like as important.
Yeah.
So Vacation Guy, Microphone, Evil Eye, I definitely wanted to like when he brought up the idea, I was like, oh, that could be interesting, like another commentary match, but like with VR, that'd be kind of cool. At least it would
Yeah.
look entertaining this time around.
Yeah. I I had a match with KJA, if you know who that is, one of the other screeny commentators,
Yeah.
and I mean it was good. They said it was match of the pay-per-view for I mean, but it was a random ass company, but I mean, still match of the pay-per-view with a screeny and a VR.
I think
Which
it could
usually
work. It's
you don't
just
hear.
like
Oh yeah, it definitely works if you're willing to listen to
I've
the
seen it
person.
work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the microphone match. Him and I had no communication with one another at all.
Wow.
Because I
Yeah, I
think like we
remember
weren't in a party at all, so we were just kind of winging everything.
I had Rocker on. He was like, all right. He was talking about. It. He's like, all right, Shep, we're gonna do this big stare down. And he said, I just remember him coming at me full steam, just throwing punches.
He didn't say anything. Like we didn't have a chat or anything to do it, so we couldn't obviously communicate. And like I was gonna be ass. I knew for sure I was gonna be ass going into this match.
It was still a fun match. And you know what's
Yeah,
crazy?
that's
You
what
want to know how
saved it
big
was the
Rocker's
character work.
ego is?
What?
Rocker thinks your guys' match is better than me versus Kai. The rough landing, the X Factor.
Jesus Christ.
Rocker's like, that was
I
match of
talked
the
about
night. And I'm like, do you not remember the main event? He's like, I don't care. You suck, Danny.
nobody gives a shit about the main event.
Yeah. He's like,
I
they
was
came in
like,
for me.
I had Ruby review it when he was my reviewer. So I think he gave us a 2-star match, which is generous.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
But like I was telling the people, I was like, well, this would probably be even lower, like realistically. But if we take into account story work and we take into account characters, that carries the entire match. Like
Yeah.
if it wasn't for our feud, any like background on that or any like him getting his
Yeah.
comeuppance and shit, if that never happened at all, like this would probably be like point 0.5, 0.75, maybe 0.75 just because like there was a good move or two in there.
Yeah.
But like no,
And then
I was like
Rocker getting
2.5 is
jumped by
probably
the
the highest thing
crowd.
that could possibly get.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did the lumberjack stipulation on purpose because we had my limitations. So we were like, we need to do a lumberjack match because obviously I'm not gonna be able to do shit. So if I throw you outside, everybody else is gonna do shit for me. And yeah, so that worked out perfectly. That worked out according to plan.
Let me see. What else is there?
Other people I would face those. Stein and Ruby were the other two I was thinking of. Like those, if they were still around, I definitely
Hate
would
to
have wanted
break it to
work
you
with
about
those two.
Ruby, but
Well,
he's
I know what's
he's
going
not-
on there. He's gone now.
Yeah, he sold his Oculus and everything. Z-Man still talks to him, and I obviously talked to Z-Man the whole time while he was blacklisted. So
Yeah, if I had a VR though, I would have worked with either one of those two for it.
Stein,
I think
yeah, I don't know
that
if
would have
he's
worked.
coming back. Dude's jacked though. Dude is jacked. If you ever seen Stein time, he's scary.
I was talking to him when he broke his leg, and I was just giving him shit for it. Little baby bitch. And
I feel like if anyone could drag Bandy out for one more match, I feel like it would be you.
I don't
Especially
think
if you
he
got a
needs
VR.
to do that. If I had a VR around that time though, I probably could have. Yeah, that would have been insane.
Still, I know Rocker said after the Ruby match, he never officially re-retired. So he's still like, because Rocker and Bandy talk. I'm not trying to like twist his words, but he said that was Ruby's retirement match, not mine. That's what Rocker said. That Bandy said. So you could probably drag him out for at least one more. Get a good
If
one
I
out
had
of him.
if I had that VR, yeah, that would have been so. Like any of those matches, the one thing I would have had about it is that it could only happen one time.
Yeah.
An actual match would only happen once because I think that I need to make it special. Like obviously, people are going to want to come anyway. But
Yeah.
if I'm like,
No matter
if
who
it's
it
only
is,
gonna
you could be
one
facing
match,
fucking. You could be facing an eraser like Rocker that one time. People would still want to
could-
come.
I could build the story around this one person and be like, all right, I'm gonna come here one time and like do this, and that's gonna get everybody to come in instead of just like, oh, Chef's wrestling again. Like it's
I
gonna
feel like
be everybody's
I feel
gonna
like I could
pile in
work.
to see that one
Yeah.
match.
I feel like I could work a good story against you, like as the heel for me, because, I mean, my debut, you called me Demi Diamond. I mean, that wasn't your fault. I did switch gimmicks right before the match, but
Demi
I can say
Diamond.
that. I can say you screwed me out of ratings when I know you didn't.
I called you something
Um,
else. I don't remember. I just watched Creed 3, and I called you something else that was like I was mistaking you for that character.
yeah, something from
Diamond something.
from Creed. I think you thought my name was inspired for that, but my name is
Damon,
not
like
not even close. I
Diamond
think it was something
Damon
like
or
yeah, I
something
think it
like
was like
that.
that. You messed up my name like 4 times, and you called Ruby Riptide. That was a different match. That's a different match. But anyways, back to you. Back to you.
You guys all look so fucking similar. That's my.
There's not much you can do. There's not much you can
You know
do.
what I'm doing right now? Look at my hair. Look at the one major difference between me and you right now. Besides the fact I'm old, it is my hair. Like my hair sticks out immediately.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's very
But
easy to make yourself stick out if you do it right.
all right, here. Let me stick out. Hold on.
Okay, the jersey's a good step. Like
It's
it's definitely a
Jokic.
look.
It's Jokic.
That's Jokic. That's pathetic.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. Are there matches where you could go back and like that you can like think of off the top of your head? You're like, oh, I would give this 5 stars, or I wouldn't give this 5 stars, something like that.
if I could go back and redo it, like
Yeah.
redo a review.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like in that
Um,
moment that you're like, I gave this the wrong rating, I fucked up, or something like that.
there's only one match that was like that, and I think it's the only one that got re-reviewed into a 5 star. It was that It was that not microphone. Mike Towers versus Stein at the
Okay.
fuck,
Yeah.
what was
Yeah.
it? Yeah, but it was their Black Diamond World Title match, and at the time I was like, I don't know if I can give this to it. And then like a couple of months later, I had that reflection. I'm like, oh, maybe I could have. Like it was a really good
Yeah.
match.
Yeah.
And then the re-review happened like shortly after that, like a couple of months down the line again, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna rewatch it. Let me see if I'm feeling justified. And then I rewatched it, and I'm like, no, you were justified in thinking about that. Here you go.
Yeah.
And that's probably why I did it. Every other match I think I've watched is I've thought about it for a long ass time, and then I'm like pretty sure about it at the end of the day, so I never really go back and look.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's um. So this question is just kind of like hold on. This one's more a hot topic.
Okay.
But Ruby v Bandy 2, was it really a 5 star?
Yeah, I honestly don't
Because
understand why this
I
fucking
heard
question even
rumors of
comes up.
like someone saying Ruby like went into your DMs and sent you like 10 paragraphs like begging you and
You know
like
how many people
explaining
have done
why it
that
should be a
exact
five
same type of
star.
thing to me? I can name you probably 6 people off the top of my head who have done that shit at one point or another. Z
You
man.
don't gotta leak me like that. You don't gotta leak me like that.
No, but I don't even think I have his messages anymore. If he's wait, hold on.
Yeah, he deactivated his Discord. You probably won't be able to find it anyways.
There's a lot of deleted
Yeah,
users.
yeah,
That's okay. That one's Neutron. He's deleted now too.
yeah.
That's the one that we
But he
okay. Yeah,
deleted
deleted
Discord too after.
users. God, my
And
Discord
right
is
before he
all over
deleted
the place.
Discord, someone asked like about the biggest egos, and I put him on my list.
Let's see. So then, blah blah blah. So he sent me a couple things like before the match.
Yeah,
I don't know. So just a note to you guys. I don't know why the fuck you do that because now you're giving me stuff to look at specifically.
yeah. See, you asked me for story. That's different. I feel like.
Because like if I wasn't around, like I'll ask for story
Mm-hmm.
because I'm just not around anymore. Before I was around to see what the story
Yeah,
was going
because I
in.
remember
I never really had to ask
you
that.
asked me for story about Me vs. Powers trilogy,
Yeah,
which was
and I
that
like
third match at Sacrifice. Yeah,
because again I'm not here anymore, so I don't know what the
yeah.
story is going into it. I'd like
I
to
don't
have
think I
context.
sent you the 2 out of 3 falls one, the Slammiversary match. That's one that got pretty low from Ruby, so I don't know if I want to get that re-reviewed.
Let's see. He was asking about the fucking leg sweep thing. I was looking like very hard at that thing
Okay.
because that was like the one made mistake that everybody pointed out later on.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Okay.
look at this fucking leg sweep mistake he did. And like if you watch it back, you can see Bandy hanging onto the ropes like as he does that mistake. So
Hmm.
luckily, like if he did not do that, I was looking very carefully at that. If he did not do that little detail of just hanging onto the ropes, like he's holding on for dear life, like it
Well,
doesn't
I
look
like
like
this
it's a botch
question.
anymore.
I like this question.
But no,
Match.
I
So
do think it was a 5 star.
yeah. Okay. Just putting that out there. I had to clear that up. Um. Okay. I'm getting more questions in now. Okay. Matches and wrestlers with missed potential.
Matches and
So
wrestlers with
matches
missed
you thought
potential.
really high of and they just stunk, and then wrestlers you thought that could have went above and beyond and then just fell off. I feel like this was a bit
Hmm.
directed, TJ. Feel like you targeted me on this one.
Ooh. God, okay, the wrestlers I'll have to think about a little bit. Match
Yeah.
wise, there's a lot of matches. Like I will say that any 5 star match that happens, usually the following match, there's a lot of
If they
expectations on
run it
that
back,
match.
it's usually
Yeah,
not great.
and the majority of the time they fuck up. Like they do not do it the way they should, or something goes wrong. Like the Ruby DMK match, that one, the follow up match was an Iron Man match, and that was pretty boring for the most part. Like I gave it a 3, I think, but like because the action was good, it was just like a boring stipulation for it. It wasn't really well paced, and there's just a
See,
lot of like bad things going on.
I've had one Ironman match. It was 30 minutes. I don't think I can go. I don't think I can go 60. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be down
Um,
to try it, but I don't think I could.
see the Stein versus Kai match, they got a 5. It was great. The one after it
Yeah.
was pretty good, so that was a good exception. Z-Man and Inko, they ran it back and they built the match about it being a 5 star the first time, so this one's going to be great. And then it just ended up being all right. Like
Yeah, I
it
think I
wasn't anything
remember
special.
talking to somebody about that. I think Inco lagged out like 6 times. I think one of the two.
Yeah, so that match was like it was built on a certain way, and then it didn't deliver because they built the
Yeah,
expectations. Oh, Stein and Mike Towers, after they got their 5, they ran it back in FRW. And they built it the same type of way going in, and it was just felt like a rehash of what already happened, and
yeah.
uh, it just wasn't as good at all. Like there was anything that I liked about it, I slightly disliked about it later on, and that one was like a 3.5, I think.
See, that's
So
what you could say like with. Sorry for cutting you off, but me and Powers like trilogy got worse except for the last match. Like the first match was probably our best. The only botch is because it was the very first show, and the jump boost was way too high for what it should have been. It was like it ended up getting lowered by like zero point 0.2, which is really big in this game apparently. So the jump
I
boost is like
wouldn't know.
1.5 at this point, right? I'm
Mhm.
setting up for the ending. I'm going for the diamond cutter. I'm selling an arm injury. I jump up to the ropes, completely fucking whiff, and I try and sell it like I like went to grab the ropes and then sold it like an arm injury. Didn't work out. And then our next match was like a 4-2-5. Like that match, it would have been a neutron 5 star. So I mean,
been like
his rating
been like a
system was.
neutron 5 star.
I mean, it wasn't a Shep 5 star, but this was before events were recorded, so that match is just gone. But and then our second match, I had botched a moonsault, hit the ref. The first fall came from me hitting him with a fucking Halo lightsaber, and then later in the match, Power accidentally kicks out of my hidden blade, which was like my super finisher at the time. He
Mhm.
went to scratch his nose, and the ref called kick out. So I had to go to the top and hit a top rope hidden blade to end the match. And then the third one, obviously, you reviewed, so you know about that
Mhm.
one. But okay, we're getting more questions. Um, Favorite moments in career. So this can be a YouTube career, and then you can say one for Rec Room as well.
Favorite moments in YouTube career.
If you,
I really loved the Minecraft Olympic series. I go back and rewatch it so much because
you're just like 200 of the views on that video.
it was 2 years. It was 2 years worth of build up for that thing. I built all the courses from scratch.
Hmm.
We did the recordings and everything like that. And like my friends weren't available all the time, so like the first one that happened in like 2021 August. So that was like the parkour
Yeah.
race, and we
Yeah.
finished out with the Wheel of Misfortune at the very end, the final event in like June or July of 2023.
Hmm.
So I was like waiting on this, and the final video, I was so proud of it because like it was everything I wanted to happen. Like it was my whole. I had visualized like what I wanted to look like, how it was filmed, what I talked about in it, and it was just like it all came out exactly the way I wanted it to. And I
Yeah.
was that's still my favorite video to this day. My other favorite ones, I love the Better Call Saul review. That was like I was very proud of that project. I haven't done one since, but that one turned out really well. And the Goodbye Rec Room I really liked this year.
That
That's my
one.
favorite video this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
It
That was
it
awesome.
felt like it was a mix of like all three. There was like a bunch of different things that it mixed in, like random ass people arguing, which is something that's in like almost a lot of the Rec Room videos. It's just random ass dudes fighting each other for no reason.
Yeah.
It had comedy. Like I always went to comedy clubs, and I got those
Yeah.
videos in there. So
Those
it had
were
that guy,
those moments were funny as well.
the old man. My cat's too fat. Shout out to him. He's a good guy. I talked to him.
Yeah.
Found out he's actually a retired Navy vet. He's actually
Wow.
a grandfather, and like he is older than I am.
Holy shit.
He's like 63 years old, I think.
Damn.
So he doesn't give a shit. He's at the age where he doesn't give a shit. And I told him that. I'm like, dude, I'm at
Yeah.
the age where like I feel like I have to give a shit. You're not at that age. So he took offense when I said like I'm too old to be playing this game. He's like, I took offense to that. I'm like, you're 63. Who fucking
Yeah.
But and then there was the actual like Rec Room commentary shit at the end, like just focusing on
Yeah.
Rec Room wrestling to finish it out.
Dude, I remember it was me versus Know It All's match. Mr. Fire was reffing, and you're like, so this match has no more countouts. Mr. Fire rolls back in the ring. He's like, 7. And you're like, you're starting at 7,
He was like,
dude.
I was
I didn't
like,
even
oh
notice
yeah.
that.
I was like,
I
yeah,
didn't
you
even
forget
notice
about
that
countouts,
match.
huh? He goes back in, he goes 6. I'm like, what? Are you starting at 6?
Dude,
That ref,
I didn't hear that in the match. And you
he
called
was
me a
like,
pussy for begging for mercy.
somebody was grabbing onto the ropes, and he's like, do you tap? Do you tap? I'm like, what do you mean, do we tap? He's on the ropes. Call a rope
Dude,
break.
that was. Oh my, Mr. Fire's he's an interesting character for sure, for sure.
I could definitely
Um,
catch ref. I can catch ref mistakes pretty easily from ringside where I'm
yeah,
just
yeah. You're
watching. I'm
just
like, what the
there,
fuck are you
yeah.
doing, ref? But like, no, that one. The like I said, the reaction I got when I came out, I
It was
rewatched
awesome.
that a lot
Yeah,
recently because I'm just like, because I remember I came out. I was hoping for Evil Eye's reaction to be like huge because he knew I was. Everybody knew I was in the building, but they all thought I was sitting up in the rafters watching because I'd been watching
yeah,
shit for a while.
yeah,
And then I stuck my way away from the rafters to sneak backstage when nobody was
yeah.
looking. And they hit the music. I've asked everybody this because you were there. What was your
I was
reaction when the
there.
music hit?
Oh God, I mean, I'm pretty sure I knew. I don't remember if I did, but I think someone had said like, "Yo, Shep's returning." I'm like, "Oh, well, that's news to me." And then you came out, and I'm just like, "Oh my God." And I was like, you can find me in the video somewhere saying some dumb shit. Um, I
I
did
think it
not
was
mean
something
it, I
like you
swear.
said, like this is how you get this shit started. I don't know. Was that you at the end? It was like I'd walked to the barricade like near the ringside area, and so I was like, yeah, this is how you get it started, Shep. Maybe
No,
that was
I did not.
Wave.
That was not me. I don't think that was me. I was typing in chat. I might have um told you to sign some insane parts of my body. Did not mean that.
Hmm.
I did not
Side
mean
my
it.
titties.
That might have
Yeah,
been it. That might have been it.
yeah.
Um
Side
favorite
my
spot.
side.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
You
I'm
can
just
say.
I'm just still thinking
Oh,
about that moment because like
oh, yeah.
because
That was
I asked everyone
top.
about it because I'm like I really love the reaction
It was
that came
It
out.
was insane. The pop was crazy. It was so
What was
laggy
like
though. It was so laggy.
What was like the initial, like from your perspective, what was like the initial reaction from people like when the music hit at first before it came out?
I think people at first were just like, what the fuck is that? Because I don't think many people that were there for the first one, the
Hmm.
first time. Because I don't think I was there for your match with microphone just because I had two matches that night and I had to charge.
Yeah.
I don't think I was there, but I remember I've seen like clips of it and stuff. But um,
So people
people
were
were
just
just
like
like at first were just
confused.
confused, and then like it pops up like how they had did the old thing where it popped up like the person's name on the screen. Everyone was like, "Holy shit, it's Shep!" and they were all flipping out. I mean, everyone started rushing to the barricades. People were like getting pushed on. It's like people with perms, and then there's people with no perms. People with no perms can't get pushed through the barricades, but people with perms just kept getting pushed through. I remember I got put like right behind you. It's probably somewhere on video. I had to
Because
like fly
I was
off.
waiting for my audio cue, so I was like, I can't see this shit. And the microphone just like, very funny. And like, I'm waiting for the audio cue to come out, so I slowly
Yeah,
walk around the corner, and like I
yeah,
cut to the part where I'm fully visible, and the audience starts jumping around because I was like, that now they know I'm here. Now they
yeah,
really know. And
yeah.
Evil has a
Um,
reaction who was like, ShepBandiCoot!
I
They
wish
ShepBandiCoot!
I wish I had gotten into commentating at some point. I feel like I'd be decent. I want to be nowhere near you, Evil Eye or KZA, but like I could do some things, if I take it seriously. But um,
You just got to show off personality, and like
yeah,
you can't make the show about you is one thing, like commentary wise. But you got to take the moment seriously. You got to be invested, and
mm,
just like if you don't
oh,
have a
100%,
personality,
yeah,
people don't give a shit. If you're just screaming the whole time, and
yeah.
like that's all you do is scream, you don't just watch the match at some point.
KJ,
Then like
sorry, I love
he
KJ,
he
but
has a
like
good catchphrase right now. Like
I
I like the oh my gravy.
whenever he has to commentate, I turn the voices down by like 35. And my headset already runs on half volume. I never have my headset full volume.
I just don't like the idea of somebody screaming the whole time during a match. Like especially if it just started and there's nothing
Yeah.
interesting happening yet. Like I
Uh,
think screaming at that point is just pointless because I
yeah.
think you gotta kind of shift with where the match goes.
Like KJ is my boy and all, but like someone will get hit with a clothesline, he'll be like, "Oh my gravy! Oh my gravy!" And he has a terrible microphone. It's just in his mouth the whole time.
I
And
like
then
the oh my
sometimes
gravy catchphrase. It's funny.
oh yeah, the "Oh my gravy" is
It
perfect.
stands
But
them
like
out.
someone will get like a jab thrown at their face, and he'll be like, "Oh my gravy, a jab!" And,
I
I mean,
like to I
he's a
like Evil Eye's
character. He's a
commentary
character. He's a
too.
character. Evil's amazing. I mean, KJ's
I t-
awesome too.
I told him during the show I was like, well, I didn't
I'm gonna
want to
be
do like
secondary to
play
you.
by play
Yeah,
commentary because I was
yeah,
just like this shouldn't be about like me doing commentary. This should be about like everybody else moving forward. Like it's a nostalgia show, but like we got to move forward. So just
yeah.
that was my thought. It's like if I do come back, I'm not going to come back as a play by play guy. I'm just going to let Evil Eye call the match, and I'm going to give color commentary through it.
Okay. Um, what's your favorite spot you've watched, or like favorite spots if you have multiple? Is another
Favorite
question.
spots. The shooting star press always comes to mind. Because I remember what my thought was is like if he does this, because the context was is like you were right there, you had the match
I
won,
know, but like, okay,
and
if I grab it, I'm fired. The match doesn't get reviewed.
and I'm just
Rocker,
like
like,
you guys were doing so great, and then that one like I knew the match like knew the move was gonna be great, but I was like if he
do
does
you want to
this,
know what it was
it's
supposed to be?
I'm
Do you want
already
to know what it
gonna
was supposed
cost
to
it.
be?
What?
So Kai was supposed to come back up, and I was gonna go for like a V trigger. It's supposed to be a golden star bomb off the top.
Damn.
And I would have been like
You
written
know
off for like a week or two.
what would have made that spot work is like let's say like obviously Kai fell on accident and Kai
I go
falls.
to yeah, I know. I go under to grab it, and I just slip and fall 'cause I'm tired. That's what everyone was
Yeah.
telling me. Yeah,
Like
but
that's
like,
exactly what would have played out if it was realistic. If you just like you got your bearings, you were ready, and then you stood there and you jumped.
Hey, it still got 4.75. So I mean, still was a great match, but too big
So
of a
that
flaw to give
spot,
5. I mean,
I think like
yeah. Because I
there's a
had
couple
Rocker on the
like
podcast, and we talked about that, and I'm just like, if I had unfrozen the title and grabbed it, would I like and I'm assuming I would have been fired. He was like, you wouldn't have been fired. I would have quit because Rocker was like, he was like, you were in a list of future Black Diamond champions. You were just at the bottom of that list.
hmm.
Yeah, because he was like naming people, and I'm just like, all right, you don't got to keep going. I get it. It was like he had named like 7 people, and I still wasn't mentioned.
Because
I'm just
didn't
like, okay,
Vacation Guy like win the belt the last time? Like he was the
yeah, he's
last
still
champion
currently, I
before they brought
believe,
it
the
back.
champ. Yeah, unless he lost
Because
it
he
at
beat
Final Shine,
Kai.
which I don't know. Yeah, I know he
Yeah, I
defended
don't.
at Final Shine. I don't think he lost.
Oh, that
So
was the other thing
Vacation is
about
current.
Last Shine. It
That means
was like,
Vacation is currently the DPCW Black Diamond World Champion, the ROH World Champion, and then the TNA World Champion, which is right there on the
damn.
floor. Yeah.
I was like, I was thinking about the Last Shine too. Is like my moment was talked about, but the one that was really talked about though was Power. Like night two Power had his
hmm
retirement promo and all that.
And then he's back.
Yeah,
So
and he's back. So, but
yeah,
that was like the moment I was like, man, I asked
I don't
people
even
like,
remember
so
him
how was night
retiring.
two?
I
Because
think he
I
came
wasn't
back like
there.
a week later. Do not remember his retirement.
He was not there. He was not retired for long. Him and Goober had a feud like directly after his retirement.
Yeah,
So again, Rec Room retirement does not last long.
does not.
Always with a
Unless
pinch
you're
of salt.
only person to like really last long is like, I guess Stein. Because I
I
mean,
hadn't up until Last Shine. I hadn't commentated in a year,
yeah,
so
Stein. I mean,
I was like, I'm not coming
before
back for.
before the Rumble, he wasn't there. But like, what sucks about the WWE Rumble, right? The first time they gave the new opportunity to Sean, right? It was me versus
Right.
Jetstream, the final two. Jetstream obviously won it, became the world champ after that, right?
Mhm.
And so they gave the new talent the opportunity. He did great. He showed up every show, had the best build up he could, won the world title at Mania, I believe. And then I think that's where he won. I don't know if that's where he won it or if he won it somewhere else. But anyways, it's besides the point. Then the second Rumble comes. You have way more up and coming stars in this one. And then you give it to Stein time. And the only show he shows up to was the Rumble. Didn't show up to a single thing leading up to Mania. And it was him versus Dawson again. That's how they built it. Just as Stein was too scared to come out after the Rumble or something, I think. I don't know. I wasn't booked much in WRW recently.
Yeah, it's an interesting way to think about it. I'm just like,
From my recall, that's what it was. I was there for like 2 promos of Dawson's during my. They didn't let me back until my retirement tour after I got blacklisted.
jeez, I feel like everybody gets blacklisted
Yeah.
for some shit now.
Um.
That's why it's hard to like. That's why it's hard to think about working with somebody because I'm like, this person better not get blacklisted.
Uh. Guilty. My fault, guys. And what sucks, I was, I don't, I think I was supposed to go to the finals for the DPCW Cup, but I'm pretty sure that
Mhm.
got like disassembled after I'd lost, like after I got blacklisted because like, how do you just replace somebody that made it to the semifinals? You can't unless you
Yeah,
give it to the guy that he
what do
beat.
you even do about that
Yeah,
at that point?
yeah. Favorite wrestlers to watch if you have any. Like this can be IRL, this can be in Rec Room. If you have like a specific
IRL.
person, like you saw like multiple matches going on at the same time, like from multiple companies, and you're like, I want to go watch this wrestler's match.
Oh, so okay. Yeah, I would say like currently active again. I'd say Vacation because Vacation. I don't know about his heel character yet. I haven't seen anything from that, but
Dude,
like his face character is like, all right, I'd want to see Vacation Guy wrestle because he's a good baby face. Um, his heel character though, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to. I'd still want to see it. I have to see it at least once.
you got to watch it in person to be able to like. The match is good, but KJ gets involved a little bit too much, and he tries to break it up in ring, which would cause. If the ref was smart, the match would have been DQ'd as soon as KJ like started hitting Vacation in the back of the head.
Mm-hmm.
But it ended with. So I'm just gonna like. Have you watched the Vacation versus Power match yet?
Was that
If
right
not,
after
I
he
don't.
turned heel?
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but like if you want to know like why I was saying like you need to watch it in person instead, I'll say that. But I also don't
Um,
want to spoil it in case you were gonna like watch it.
no, because I remember I watched the heel turn, and then that's where I
Okay.
stopped. It was like after the
Okay,
heel
so you haven't
turn.
seen the match then?
I assume Vacation won the match.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if they turned a heel. I
Yeah.
think that's I think that's how it
But it's
should
the
go.
way that he won that makes him like now the dominant force. Oh,
Hmm.
speaking of TNA, can I invite Zima on?
Sure.
Okay, he requested an invite. That's why. But we can keep talking while he gets in here, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
I don't got much time left on here, anyways. So I mean, unless you're wanting to keep going.
I mean, yeah. If we can keep going. If there's more
Yeah.
questions and shit like that,
Favorite
sure.
pay-per-view?
Favorite paper like Rec Room pay per view or IRL? Because I think I
Yeah, I
could
guess Rec
tell you
Room.
either one.
Yeah, I would
Rec
assume.
Room Rec Room I really liked. Ah, fuck. That's the thing. Like, there's a lot of grayer ones that I liked watching back, like video wise. I think it's not as good if I'm not there. So
Yeah.
DPCW Jewelry Heist is my favorite pay per view
Don't
to like
think
think
I
about. That was when Paragon won the briefcase, when Michael Evans debuted.
Yeah, then
He
never
did
mind. I was
nothing.
not there. Was not there.
But his
I think
debut was
I came in
sick.
as Michael retired. So
Mike Towers, Rocker, and Stimes three-way pause.
pause.
Um,
Oh,
so
that's
that match was the ending of that match actually shocked me because I didn't think that was where it was going. I thought Rocker was going to win the match for sure. It's either that or I thought Mike was going to. I literally thought Stein was the last choice to pick in that match,
and who won
and
that?
then and then Stein won. Stein won the match.
Oh, awesome.
And like he proved me wrong later on, but I was just like I watched this guy lose week to week against Mike Towers, and like they just built Rocker up from a return before that, so it seemed pretty
Yeah,
obvious like either Mike's gonna win the match and face Rocker at some point, or Rocker's gonna win the match and then they're gonna do Rocker versus Stein or Rocker versus Mike or something like that. My thought was not Stein gonna win that match though, because I thought this guy's a bum who
yeah.
keeps losing. He he's not gonna win, and then he did.
All right. Um, favorite moves to watch in wrestling. This can just be IRL, I guess. Your favorite moves.
Favorite move. I always love the Canadian Destroyer.
I
No
wish it
matter
wasn't
what
so
it
hard
is,
to pull off in Rec Room, or I would have done it somewhere. I've tried
that
with
would
people and they
be
just can't. Not everyone can do a backflip,
that would
or
be a
not everyone can
sick
do a front
ass
flip.
finisher.
Yeah,
And like yeah, that heavily relies on who you're dealing with
yeah,
there too. But like in
Th-
IRL, like I always
yeah.
love seeing a
Oh,
Canadian Destroyer.
yeah.
I wish they didn't use it as frequently, and it was like more effective. Like
AEW.
if it was a Canadian Destroyer and then into a finisher, like that'd be sick. Like, that's a
Yeah.
great way to end the match. Or Adam Cole's Panama Sunrise, which is basically
Mhm.
the same thing.
It's the same thing. Yeah, man. I don't see a difference. Besides, he jumps off the top, lands, and then does it.
Yeah, and like that's I like that. I like that a lot. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
So I would say that for sure.
Okay. Let me scroll back some then. Favorite commentary moments.
Favorite commentary moments in general. I liked recording or not recording. I liked watching Rec Room Hockey. That was one of
Oh,
my favorite. Yeah, I did a lot with them at one point. I did like one of their seasons. I have an RHL banner now in my dorm because of it. But um, I had partial ownership in the company too, so like I could also do my promote. Like you know how I promote to everybody else
yeah,
right
yeah,
now. I had access to like over 400, 500 people in that server, which I could just add everybody
yeah.
in. And eventually
Mhm.
they took it away. I was like, this is
Yeah,
sick. Post. But I liked commentating their games because it was like watching an actual game play out in front of me.
yeah,
And I wasn't a ref. I was just an actual commentator. Like I could just
yeah.
watch what happens, be like, oh, that was a shitty call, ref. like,
See, I think you would like this one. I'm surprised you never went for baseball at any point, or that I know of. You didn't do baseball.
I
right?
did baseball like I did it maybe one time, and I liked
What do
baseball.
you know?
I
Do you
like
remember the
I
league? Or
no, it was like some bum ass
oh,
indie
okay,
comp.
that's
It was
fair.
like
That's
some
fair.
indie baseball thing.
Indie baseball league. But there's a league I'm in now. If I mean, their schedules are more later at night, so I think it would work with you, right?
Hmm.
I could ask Ian. I'll put in a word. If I mean, he usually does like his own streams and commentates. They have like all these broadcasters and everything, but like, I think it would be sick just to have you like come out and watch a game and commentate, just because like this league's really interesting, right? So it's not your average like pitcher's hand and everything. It's not even 3v3. It's 2v2. So
2v2.
yeah, so they have these
Huh.
oppo poles. So if you hit it on like the opposite side, it's like not a striker ball. It's just like pretty much doesn't count as a pitch,
Hmm.
and you have to hit it in between. So like there's the oppo pole and there's the foul pole on left and right. There's the oppo pole like near center, right? So you
Yeah.
have if you're batting righty, let's see, yeah, righty. You'd have the left field foul pole and then the right field oppo pole, right? So you have a lot of room to work with. You have to
Hmm.
hit it in between those two poles. It's just really interesting rules. Also, it's base pegs, which is different from most leagues, I'd say. Well, leagues do like the pitcher's hand and everything. There's just a
You know,
lot of
one
rules.
like
Also, the ball is very small.
there's one thing I really wish was more around, and that was like rec room football. Like rec room
I
football
mean,
was actually kind of
RFO is
fun to
still
watch.
alive, but it's like harder to get into.
Like they have soccer. Taxi had a soccer league. I did a couple like things
Yeah,
for, and that was all right. I obviously wasn't as experienced in that because I don't.
there's
But
Zimahan.
rec room basketball is fun to commentate too. I like
Hello,
that one.
everybody.
Hey,
Hello. I
Long
guess we're
time no
having
see.
it's been a while.
co-guest.
I was invited here. I'm gonna let you two talk,
I know.
but I'll
Oh,
be over
okay.
here.
Yeah. We were just we have a bit to go, I'd say.
Yeah, we were talking about favorite commentary moments, and I was just bringing
Yeah.
up all the other sports leagues I was doing commentary for at one point.
I
Besides, like,
heard you.
oh, go
Sorry to
ahead.
interrupt, but I heard you talking about jewelry heist for Stein one and how that was unexpected. What is going on here? I'm just gonna be like this. Which is crazy because I think like the week before jewelry heist, he tapped out to wave on like Unleashed. So going in that match, obviously no one expects him to win if he just tapped out. But just wanted to bring that up. It's weird they had him tap out like a week before he won the world title.
That's strange. That's strange booking for
You
sure.
know what's crazy? You could also use that argument in me versus Kai. I tapped out Kai in the DPCW Cup in the first round, and then he beats me in the X Factor match.
Yeah.
Well, that one's not like an actual match though. So
I know.
like that's the difference stipulated. And like with the, I guess I could say the same thing about the Stein one too. Is like that one, it's a triple threat match, so there's obviously more factors
Right.
in there.
You just come in and scoop up a win.
Right. So, and that's basically what he did too. He scooped in after Mike Towers lagged out, super kick, 1, 2, 3, and that was
Yeah.
that was
I
it.
think that was like one of Mike's final matches was there was No Way Out pay-per-view after where he had like the tag match with the wild cards. Yeah, that was. I think he had like two more
That was
matches
Mike's
at DPW.
last?
The match was Vacation. No, the last match was with
Oh,
Vacation at Jackpot.
okay. I was at Jackpot.
I know because you beat me for the tag titles that are right there, sitting next to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fucking Towers Association and the wild cards.
That was a feud. That was a
It was-
feud in history.
It
was
was
something.
something.
God, DPCW's tag division was so shit. I'm like,
When, you know,
I kept
before
begging
Doomsday.
for it to get better every week.
Right.
They just
Before
threw
Doomsday,
random
it was
people
actually pretty
together
good.
after like Dawson and Suka. There was like, okay, well now we got Mike Trout and Toast or whatever that kid's name was. It was
Right. It got bad.
and
The
they threw
last
Boba
commentary
and
job I
Paragon.
did for like Rough Landing, I want to say like Rough Landing 4. The last commentating job I did, I mentioned that too. It was like the enemies of gravity are back because our tag division is a 2 rocks and a pebble, so we don't really have anybody else.
It was good.
Who
Up
was
until,
on that
like-
team? Who was on that team? Because I remember it was me and Donna King versus the EOG, right? But I don't remember who was on the EOG. If I can recall that, if you can like let me, if you remember, Was it Boba?
It was
So I want to
no,
say it was Will and Jet who were competing in that match.
Was it? I think it was Will and Rise.
Yeah, it could have been. Jetstream was on the pay-per-view. I'm just trying to think if
I
he
don't
was
think
in
Jet
that
was. Yeah, I don't
match.
think Jet was on
Not
match.
OG Enemies of Gravity was Rise, Jet, Will. Who else was in there? Tom? Was Tom in there?
Mhm. Yep, and
Yeah.
Shaycross.
I wasn't around
Yeah,
back
that's
then,
right.
so I wouldn't know.
Back in my
Remember
day,
Rocker texted me. He was like,
I
"You're
remember
losing."
the old Enemies of Gravity.
He was like, "Yeah, you're gonna lose the Enemies of Gravity Doomsday." I'm just like, "Oh, I don't know who that is, but okay."
That's
And then I got blacklisted.
yeah. Who did they have fill in for you?
Dawson and then Dom left, and then they got. I think it was just went to Dawson and Suka.
That's just it. I think after Jackpot, there just wasn't like once you guys won the titles, like the wild cards won the titles, there was not much tag teams left.
Right. Because
I mean,
the
we had
Towers
fun
Association
matches.
Towers Association broke up at Jackpot, and that was like the prime DPW tag team era that started like before Doomsday, leading up to Doomsday, kind of ended there.
It was Enemies of Gravity, the Union, Towers Association, and the Wild Cards, and maybe the Mullet Bros, just because they were pretty entertaining too. But that was pretty much it. That was the tag division right there. Everybody else was either a thrown together team or just wasn't that memorable.
And then they tried to get. They wanted us to get a third member for our faction for Doomsday, and we just couldn't get somebody reliable.
I guess Syndicate of Pain happened at some point too with Paragon and Boba.
That it never really took off.
Yeah.
Didn't really get
Could have been
over.
something.
Yeah. Because after Rough Landing, I was supposed to get before Rough Landing, I was supposed to get a third member in my in the faction, just so I didn't have to do double duty at Rough Landing.
Mhm.
And then the guy I got, he didn't show up to the show I announced him in. Then he didn't show up to the pay-per-view, so I had to do double duty. Then he never showed up again after that.
Who was
at
it?
any show. Mr. Flame. AKA
Oh, I remember that.
Nace. Yeah,
I remember that dude.
but hope he's sleeping. But no, we had fun matches in the tag division though. Like after we beat you guys, I mean, we had the chicken spot. I think that was pretty cool. At Beach, well, Wartsy, I think. No,
Wartsy.
Wartsy, yeah. And then we had the superplex off the fucking boat, and then everyone ruined the match by also going up there, which like 5 times. Like it was just constant. Because that was Dawson, Dawson and Suka's beginning of their career, and then like we had Mike Trout early DPCW, and then Dominic Kane just like fucking
when he had the
tried to
short
do
hair.
a flip and spiked himself.
Yeah, I can't remember like every other tag division that I can think of, like WRW, ROH.
The only
I
good
think there was
tag...
like the Golden Pillars. I remember them.
Yeah.
Golden Pillars versus Double X was really entertaining.
Double X. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
I like them.
Corey Chain's just disappearing.
LWO was cool. We just it was just me and Alex. Nobody else showed up.
I guess the Underground Legends is another tag team too. That was good.
There's no real good tag teams left.
People just don't like tag team wrestling in record, man. I think it sucks because I like tag team wrestling.
There's a tag team match at TNA, December 27th.
What
I have to team up with that. I have to team up with that bastard Power.
Against who?
Burning. I think it's Undisputed Kingdom. Golden and QNO.
Yeah.
Really good tag team. If you get to see them wrestle, they're actually shocked you with how good they were. But
they keep begging me to join them. It's not happening.
Speaking of promotion, Bound for Glory, January 27th. Vacation Guy will defend both. If he beats Alex Frost at the main event, will defend both of his world titles, or depending on whoever the champion was, will defend both of his world titles. And the match announcement for that match will be at the main event December 27th, which will be uploaded, so you don't have to show up on your walker.
Yeah, I get my wheelchair out and wheel my ass out there.
Oh yeah.
Please show up. It actually it'll
show
be a good
up to Bound for Glory. You don't have to show up to the main event, but
yeah,
Bound for Glory.
TNA the main event. It's definitely not an off-brand Saturday night. It's main event.
No,
definitely
I don't know. He doesn't know about the main event where Hulk Hogan faced Andre back in '88.
I think he was alive. He might have. He might have had tickets.
What's your actual age? Like 22?
Yeah, 22.
So you
Yes,
were.
Shep just
So
graduated.
you weren't even alive in the You weren't even alive in the 90s. You were born in 2002.
Yes, I was born after 9/11. If that's the way you
Like
want to
it
think
just
about
doesn't.
it. Yeah.
That just doesn't seem right. Just doesn't seem right. Like I thought, dude. I always thought Shep was just like old.
I just
Like
get the jokes
Extremely
anymore.
older, I
That's-
should say, older,
like-
older.
I'm at the same age Riptide was when I called him old.
Jeez,
Or-
stop. Do not bring that
Golly.
blasphemous name on my
Is
show.
he still wrestling?
I don't know. Probably not.
I haven't seen
I think
Riptide
he's doing hockey now for sure. Somebody said that today.
Really? He's still playing Rec Room? I'm trying to quit like by 2025. Maybe.
I was debating
I don't
on
know yet.
quitting.
I don't know yet. I don't
Oh,
know yet.
yeah. This fucking story. I told you about what happened, Danny, but I'll tell Z-Man and everybody else here. We were supposed to do this podcast yesterday,
Oh God.
but I logged into my account. I logged into my account for the first time in like a month or so, and I have this like random ass outfit on that I didn't put on, and I go
You
in
should
and I
have
load
saved it and
in.
worn it.
What the hacker outfit? Somebody had
Yeah.
hacked my account, and they just dressed me up all weird. I didn't have any rec tokens or whatever, and so I was like, yeah, you can't steal shit from me. I don't have a credit card on
They-
here.
They just left it dormant.
So they basically just changed my outfit. I think they went into some random room and was like harassing people with my character because I came back and I looked into my settings, and my audio settings had been restricted because of like sexual harassment or some shit.
Jesus.
It was for like 22 hours. So I told Danny, I was like, hey, I'm not going to be able to talk because some fuck ass went into my account and did that shit. So I went
He's gonna have that
I
boba. He's gonna
reported
get
all
that
of it.
boba treatment. Start typing out everything on the on the pod.
Dude, imagine typing out everything on a podcast.
Oh, that would suck. That'd be like being a lawyer, like having to do the typing out thing.
Being like
It
a
would take
blind
forever
lawyer.
too. I'm just on a controller, so it would take forever typing all that shit out. Yeah,
I
doing
meant
it
the
on a
lawsuit
PS5
people that
controller.
like type out like the what goes on. I don't know what they're called.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Like the one with the typewriters and all that.
Yes. The typewriter people. Yeah.
I would have loved to reveal the we're getting a new TNA World title to like the belt design made. The one we have right now is down there. Getting a new one made. I would have loved to reveal it here on the podcast, but WNW hasn't got back to me since Monday, I think. I haven't
still
seen him.
around,
Yeah, I
back.
think you
too?
got to DM him on Discord. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he's active on Rec Room.
Golly, he's been around probably longer than I have.
Yeah.
He's the OG Unk.
You gotta
a couple
pay you gotta
people who've been
PayPal
around.
him now because Rec
Yeah.
Room changed like their payment format or something like that.
Maybe I need to put a PayPal in. I thought about doing this for streams, like putting a PayPal like link on my streams and like.
I
Oh, I
would-
thought you
would
meant
honestly-
like I thought you meant like putting a link like to get you on the show. Like I have to catch
I
up you like
would-
$5 or something.
I'd honestly
I'm like-
I'd pay you to show up to commentate big events.
Well, I meant like not for that. Like if I wanted to get like a new streaming setup or something like that for
Right.
videos, like maybe do that for a stream. Like, hey, fundraiser for X reason.
Someone said
Just do that.
stenographer. Thank you, whoever you are. Who's RRTD?
Fundraise for starving whales in Africa.
And then you just keep the money.
The proceeds do not go to ShepBandiCoot.
Definitely not.
Maybe that's what I'll title it. I'll just be like fundraiser for starving whales in Africa.
Uh,
Oh, shit, yeah.
whales!
if the people can't eat down there, what makes you think the whales can eat?
Mr. Flemtop
Damn.
reference, what the hell?
Why wouldn't people just eat the starving whales? We are way
Well,
off topic. We are way
that
off
would
topic.
knock out two birds with one stone, really.
Yeah, we are going out.
For sure. I've
Um,
lost the plot.
yeah, there is no story to finish.
He's talking about tag
Speaking
teams,
of,
and
did
it's
you
just
did you win? Did
switched
you watch
over.
WrestleMania 40? And if so, did you enjoy it?
Oh, I loved WrestleMania 40. I watched it at work, so it was like I was in a bar. Nobody else was watching it, but me on my phone. But I was sitting at the bar watching the Cody and Roman match, and I was just like, I was getting
at the bar.
I was just getting so excited. I was like, oh shit! And I was like, jumping up and down. People thought I was retarded or something. That's probably what people were staring at me like.
What did you think of the Undertaker coming out?
That was random.
I was so happy when I saw the Undertaker, but I was just like, because like the rumor was Steve Austin was going to come out.
Yeah,
Right.
Shep's like,
I was like,
4 stars.
I was like, Steve Austin actually doesn't make a lot of sense, but what does make
He would
sense
make
though
more
is the
sense for
Undertaker
Rock.
showing up. But like
Steve
the
Austin
Undertaker
come out to
showing
help
up
Rock,
for
I mean,
WrestleMania, and he's showing
Yeah.
up for.
I mean,
like he could show up
Undertaker's
for
had
the
a match.
Bloodline.
He had a match somewhat recently with Roman, like a couple years back.
You realize he's fought everyone in the bloodline. He's fought Yokozuna, he's fought Umaga, he's fought he's never fought the Usos. He's fought Roman, he's fought The Rock on God knows how many times.
Did the Brothers of Destruction face the Usos ever? I feel like that would have been a decent match.
No, they did not.
I thought they came.
Yeah,
I
the
thought when they
Brothers of
came
Destruction
back,
faced the
I guess-
Wyatt family though.
They also faced DX.
So
And
just
DX.
such a random match.
What the
The
Wyatt
Brothers
family one or the
versus the
DX one?
Shield.
Oh yeah,
No, the
that one
Shield.
with Daniel Bryan. Brothers of
Yeah,
Destruction,
on like
Daniel Bryan
SmackDown in
versus the Shield.
2013, it was just so random.
Yep, and
Yeah.
then they lost. They lost to the Shield.
It was, yeah.
They injured
something.
the Undertaker, so they lost their streak right after
Fucking killed the Undertaker. Undertaker didn't show up till 2014. And Undertaker didn't even try to get revenge on him. He just went straight into a feud with Brock.
Yeah. He got
Like,
fucking
no-
mollywopped.
that. Needed
Yeah,
to
I
fight
mean-
at WrestleMania.
Then again, yeah, I don't think the world is ready. No, legitimately, like they're not ready for Seth versus Undertaker. I do not want to see.
Seth,
I do not want to see.
Dude, Seth versus Undertaker would have cooked so hard. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, imagine like 2007 Undertaker versus 2015 pre-ACL Rollins. Holy shit.
Dude,
Oh, yeah,
pre-ACL
before he
Rollins
broke his-
versus 2014
Yeah.
Undertaker still would have been cooked. If
Well,
only
yeah,
they
even
had
20,
fucking
even
Kane on that
2015
house
Taker
show.
would have been good. Yeah, Seth versus Taker. Damn, that's a good matchup. That would have been a good streak match.
I really would have.
Yeah, exactly.
I-
That's what we were just saying. Like instead of putting Brock up there at 30, put Rollins.
Like if you had
At
Brock
30.
there, well, no, Rollins was in the Shield at the time. That would not have worked.
30,
But, like,
31 could have been cool, but Rollins
Cena
was caught up in the
versus
authority.
Taker at 30 would have been great.
He would
That
have.
would have been an
Yeah.
awesome one.
I think it was the original plan one year to do Cena. I
Brock
think it was,
Brock
like,
Hogan did. He was like, that
29.
doesn't work with me, brother.
Because they were supposed to remember they were supposed to do Rock and Lesnar at 29, and I think they were supposed to do Taker and Cena, and do Triple H versus CM Punk. I could be wrong about that, but I know Undertaker versus before it
That card
happened
would
at
have been so
34,
much better.
Cena versus Taker was actually I think it was planned for WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be 30 because like he would have done that. I think it would have supposed to be 30 because like
They
obviously the
changed
Black
the
stuff
finish
that was
of
planned.
the streak ending on the day of.
Yep, he told him right away. Still a stupid ass decision looking back on it to this day. It's like he could have like obviously the match quality probably would have dipped at a certain point, but like he
Yeah.
could have kept that
He could've won a
going. It
couple
would have
more
been
years.
it would have been a marquee attraction for every
should've-
WrestleMania going on.
I think they should have ended it honestly. Kept
I
it
think
going
Bray should
from
have been the one to end it. I'm not gonna lie. With like the current competitors we've had like lined up that have beaten, well,
I think
like without changing any match. I don't think Brock should
no,
have won. I
I
think
s-
Bray, the way he was pushed, the way Bray was
I
pushed, I
honestly
think he
still
should beat
think-
Undertaker.
I still think Roman should have won, but they turned him heel after WrestleMania 33.
I think so. They could have told a story. This is what I would have done. I would have had it build out to like when the last Undertaker match is going to be. Like hindsight's obviously in my favor here because like we know he's in like 2020 and that. But like let's say
Right.
we went to 2020, I would have it build out, and obviously Taker's declining to this whole thing. He's wanted to have his like goodbye match.
Right.
So like that's what the story of WrestleMania should be from there on out. Like from like 37 onward, or is it 37? 33 onward.
30.
Yeah.
Wait, oh,
36
Like,
was when he retired.
36 was 20. 36 would have been 20, right? Or no, is that 37?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, 36,
36
was 20.
was 20. So yeah, 36
Yeah,
would have
'cause
been his
21
retirement
was the COVID, yeah.
match. Well, okay, let's assume COVID didn't happen either.
Yeah, that's true.
That would have been nice. Like, let's say we went up to that point, like 2020. I would have done like after the match with Roman, like he barely survives Roman. He's definitely in his decline. His next match after that, I think I would do somebody who's like that could be a good AJ Styles run. If
That's
that
what I was
would've
gonna.
been, like,
Yeah, I was gonna
Styles
say
versus
was this
Styles.
2018 Styles versus Taker. I honestly think that would have been awesome
Oh.
because Taker was in good shape in 2018.
another hot take I have kind of about AJ Styles. I think he should have dropped the title to Nakamura at Mania.
Yep.
They had all that build up,
Yeah.
and then Nakamura lost. They turn him heel for no reason. They don't continue it.
I think
They
so. I
did
think
continue
it
but
would
they
have been
kept him
fine.
fucking low
He
blow.
lost both times. Yeah.
It would have been fine if Styles like won at Mania if they had a plan for Nakamura going
Yeah.
forward, and
I
they did
think-
not. They clearly did not have a plan for main event wise going forward.
The only thing I probably would have changed if I kept AJ Styles winning, and they want to keep that story going, right? I would have said had Styles turn heel, just been like an extra fuck you, like I beat you, and now I'm gonna rub it in your face type of deal, like get some like what was AJ Styles' big heel run in TA? What year was that? Was like 2010-ish?
2010. Okay, so here's what I would have done. So like I
give
would have
him, like,
done
that big run.
I would have kept Roman there. Oh no, I don't remember the Cena match they were talking about. They were talking about Cena versus Taker at 32, because that's the one where Shane McMahon
Yeah,
happened.
and it was gonna happen, but Cena, I think he tore his like bicep in early 2016.
So I'll
Yeah.
change a little bit then. I think so. The Brock match, I think Taker should win. Like they should still do Brock Taker.
Right.
They should do Bray and Taker, or Sting versus Taker. Either one of those, because Sting was.
Oh, Sting versus Taker would have been so good.
But let's just for shits and giggles, let's say they chose to do Bray versus Taker and Brock versus Taker before. Let's do Cena versus Taker or Sting versus Taker, because Sting had retired at this point, so he's gone, he's out. We do Cena versus Taker, have that match. We do Roman versus Taker right after, and that's where the decline starts.
Yeah.
After that match, we do Styles versus Taker.
Right.
The Mania after that, who was like that could be Rollins versus Taker right there.
35,
Styles.
2019.
Yeah, like that could be Styles
Right.
or not Styles.
Yeah.
Rollins versus Taker.
But
Or it
2019's
could be-
booking was just so bad. What am I thinking of
Or it
2018?
could be Angle versus Taker at Mania
I think
for
that was
Angle's
supposed to
retirement.
originally be Angle's
don't-
retirement matches against Taker.
You know,
and they
it-
give him Baron Corbin.
no, it was supposed to be against Cena. I
That's
don't
what
know
it
though.
was. Yes,
50-year-old Taker versus 46-year-old Kurt Angle. I don't know about that, man.
I
No,
mean,
I think
Angle was
the story is
53 in
about his
2019.
decline. Though.
Angle
That's-
was still cooking though at the time.
the story
He
should be
wasn't-
like
That's right.
letting
English
them
kid
letting
wasn't
them go
crazy.
out and do it. We don't know what would have happened there. It probably would have been not very good, but like we would have hoped it would have been a marquee matchup for the Mania. It would have showed like the story continues with his decline, because he can't even beat an aging Kurt Angle at this point. He barely escapes that
Right.
match. And then the final match, if we did Angle first, if you wanted to, you could do Seth versus Taker as his final match. And that obviously Seth
Seth had to
wins.
hit, like,
Seth beats the
4
streak.
curb stomps on him. Right.
And you could have Seth beat the streak. But I'm trying to think of who
Ooh,
else at
oh
this
my
time
gosh.
would be good.
Messiah Seth Rollins gets like this massive ego boost after beating the streak.
Oh
goes
my,
on the-
yeah,
Yeah.
that would. Oh
So
my
I could
god,
see
that's
Seth being the
actually kind
one
of good booking.
who could have done it
Right.
there. Who else is around this time?
I low-key think-
I don't
If this person was in that era, like of like the 2010s, he could have done it. But with Vince's booking, he would not be booked up well. And this person, I'm gonna say, Oba Femi is a dream match I would have loved to see with like 2010 Taker.
Yeah, I could. No, he would have been.
Big
He would have
men
been both as
slapping
like a
knees.
Nigerian foreign heel, who is Nigerian or some shit.
They
like
should do
that's
that
his
at
whole gimmick.
WrestleMania. They should do that at, like Judgment Day or some like Extreme Rules level pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like a Vladimir Kozlov Taker match on
Oh my
SmackDown. Like
god, that's
That's something.
that's a name. That's a pull.
that's what that comes. That's what that comes down to. But yeah, that's probably how I would book the streak if I wanted to book.
What do y'all know about dude? Pre-steroids, Evan Bourne.
What do you mean?
Steroids.
Like that? That's like saying what do you know about Rob Gronkowski?
Dude, he was gonna be so good, and then he just got fucking no. He was smoking weed. It wasn't steroids, and It was weed then steroids. That's what it was, right? I think in that
I
order.
think.
Yeah, I watched the documentary. It was like what Matt Seidel could have been. I'm just like, oh,
He never
some like
would have.
shitty YouTube
And that
YouTube account. Yeah.
WWE landscape, he was never going. Even if he.
Oh yeah,
So
this
let's
is.
say the wellness policy shit didn't happen, right?
Yeah.
He is not. He's not Rey Mysterio, so he doesn't have the mask gimmick. And Rey Mysterio barely got to the main event scene.
I think he
that
could have been a
time.
good mid carder though.
Mid card, yeah, okay, I could see.
Yeah, I'd say he could have been like a
That's
really
really
good
about
US
as far as
champ.
I could see him going
Like-
with the Vince McMahon,
like-
and then he would have been released.
Yeah.
But then like a pre Daniel Bryan, WWE,
Mhm.
he wasn't gonna do much.
Yeah.
And then
I
like
remember
yeah,
Daniel
Bryan's
Bryan
where the
got, like-
shift happened.
He got the tryout because somebody said he was 6 foot and he's like fucking 5'9".
Right.
Jr.
Yeah, it was
Jim Ross lied about it.
JR. And then they're like, well, is this guy over 6 foot? And he's like, yeah, for sure. And then they're looking at Danielson. He's like fucking 5'9", 5'10". And that's back when Vince was looking for like big guys, I think it was. So.
God damn it!
God damn it! Get this scrawny little shit out of my face. You're
Hey
fired.
Brock, you want to see this photo?
Oh no, we cannot say that on a podcast. Shep.
With no
I'm so-
implications.
Brock, come here, I have to piss.
Hey, Brock. I got a picture to show you. Tell me if you like what you see.
Brock, where's Kelly?
Dude, that Vince
Dude,
McMahon
Kelly is so
documentary
bad.
is-
Oh my
I
gosh,
know.
she's still bad to this day.
Brock, where's Jacquez?
That Vince McMahon documentary, like, God, they went in on him at the final episode, which is nice, but like they really tried to paint things
and, you
up.
know,
And
it's-
he's such a
it's-
bullshitter.
It's so weird that they do that 3 months before the company that Vince McMahon used to run and made a national powerhouse comes to Netflix. It's crazy though. I mean, it didn't affect Netflix. Like, it didn't affect WWE whatsoever.
Oh, it's not gonna affect Netflix. It's gonna bring more viewers to them. Because
right.
people will see that documentary and they'll be like, oh, well, WWE's on Netflix now, so might as well see if it's changed. And like they'll
Yeah.
know he's gone. Doesn't it state that he's gone at some point in that
Mhm.
documentary, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So if people
Final
watch the full
episode goes
documentary,
over
they'll be like,
a lot
oh, well, he's gone, so it's probably a better product now. Then
And
they're
then
gonna say
every
that about
every episode had to end the same way, which is like a text card on the screen that says, "These are the allegations here against Vince McMahon for X reason," and
Yeah,
Vince McMahon declined to comment on it.
Vince was an awesome guy. He was a good booker. Vince McMahon has been just so you guys know, the guy we're talking about, who's an awesome dude, has sexual assault allegations, sex trafficking, drug trafficking, money laundering against. It was so stupid.
You know, he Vince kind of reminds me of this certain NFL quarterback of a certain franchise. I'm not gonna name
Are we talking about
any
massa-
names.
Are we talking about a
Hmm.
dude who really likes massages?
Yeah, I've heard rumors of that.
Happens-
Oh, I was thinking of
happens-
somebing else. I was thinking
happens
of
to
I
play
was
for-
thinking of the
Who were you
OG.
thinking of?
Who are you
I was
thinking?
thinking of the OG named after a monument in London.
Oh, Big Ben.
Oh God! Oh
Wow.
God!
Hey, at least he beat his somewhat.
He did that shit. I don't care what anybody says. He did that shit.
Mm.
I'm really
Captain
expecting an
Fat
OJ
Fuck.
moment from him.
Leader
Like, he's gonna
of
stay in
men.
bed in probably 30 years because he's out of shape. He'd be like, I did it at Miami University. Beep. Fucking dies.
Talking about Miami of Ohio. I keep getting my
Okay.
ass kicked by them in college football 25. Dude, my quarterback threw 5 picks in a game and we won by 6.
Jesus,
Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
famous.
Shep, do you have a favorite NFL team?
I like Packers is my number 1. Steelers is my number 2. Niners number 3.
Nope. Okay, we're ending the podcast. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, you
Fuck
like this?
these. We're
I
all
forgot-
AFC North
I
fans
forgot-
here of different teams.
So
we are.
yeah,
we-
so my dad number 3. My dad is was a Niners fan, so that's how I got into them. I have family who was from Green Bay and from Pittsburgh.
Schittsburg.
So
yeah.
Green Bay is just my go-to choice out of the two of them because
Right.
Pittsburgh has a lot of different. They had a lot of different problems in the late 2010s
Yeah.
that never really got addressed, and
Yeah. Did you watch the playoff game in 2020?
oh yeah, the Browns one.
You know,
a Browns
speaking
fan. I'm
of
going to watch them.
speaking
I'm
of
going to watch them
speaking
Sunday.
of speaking of yeah, I'm going to watch the Commanders and Falcons. Bought the ticket before it came Sunday night. Flex to Sunday night. We're on the Falcons sideline, second row. It's gonna be so much fun.
I'm in the
That's a
end
fun
zone of where the
experience.
visiting team comes out, so I'll get to watch Cleveland come out. I'm in the 5th row behind the end zone. So if you're
Which game?
watching,
Which game do you come out, or which
I'm
game
going
do you
to
go into?
Brown Cincy.
Brown Cincy. I went to a Cincy game recently too. I went to
Really?
the Cincy Steelers game,
Oh, nice.
like
Was
December
it the one
1st,
where they the
Got
Steelers
blown
scored
out.
41?
where the Steelers kicked their fucking ass. Yeah, it was that one.
Yeah.
Was that at
Shep,
Pittsburgh, right?
You excited? You excited
It
for our
was in
game this
Cincinnati.
weekend?
I drove to
Oh, wait.
This
Cincinnati.
Saturday?
Oh, you drove to Cincinnati. Nice.
What is
I remember
what's
after the
what's
Ravens
the
lost the
doubleheader
AFC
like?
Championship, Shep just fucking pissed all over me this year. We lost the AFC Championship, and the first notification I saw on Discord was Shep just pissing all over the Ravens.
Yep. I remember that.
It was
Yeah.
Well, I'm a
heartbreaking.
Browns fan. He can't piss on me much. I've already heard it all.
That's why I mess with Stein time, because Stein is he's a Browns fan too.
Yeah, I know. Me and
So I
Stein
was-
talked about that. Stein was like, "Yeah, I used to be from Cleveland," and I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm from Cincy," and he's like, "Oh shit," and then we never talked about it again.
You know, like out of all the sorry for getting so close to you. Wow, your glasses are real yellow. You want to clean those off.
Real yellow.
They're really yellow. You know, speaking of like AFC North teams, the Ravens and we hate everybody in the division like extremely, except the Browns. You know, the Browns they just kind of do their own thing. You guys beat us like once a year. You
Yeah.
guys beat us.
Yeah.
You guys beat us by like 3 points, and then like our next game we'll just kick your ass by like 20. Happens
Yeah,
every year.
You know, Cincy had a good they had a good slogan outside the stadium when I went outside. It was there was somebody selling like shirts or towels, and they said Browns suck but Steelers swallow. And
That's
was
awesome. That's awesome.
I was like,
Hey, nothing about the Ravens.
hey, you guys lost, but that's a
Cool,
good
cool.
slogan. I'll give you that.
Cool shirt. Cool shirt.
Yeah.
Maybe the dumbass could pay $40 to wear it when they lose. It's just
Oh, you know how
walk
about
back in.
you know we play this weekend, Shep, Saturday. Ravens Steelers 4:30.
Ravens, Steelers,
Pickens is out. Pickens is out.
And TJ Watt's probably
Pickens
out too. So it's
was
gonna
like
be-
out against Cleveland, and we still lost.
I think TJ Watt is playing. Yeah.
TJ right now, I think
He's
he's
not
active,
listed
but he
among the
may not be
sideline.
active. Yeah, so that's
Shit,
like
he
a
tries
week to week.
to-
If TJ Watt's
he tries to
gone,
do-
like Steelers are done. Like that's they were done either way.
Oh yeah.
But they're a first round exit if TJ
I mean,
Watt's
if he
out.
does one spin move, his ankle's gonna implode. Obviously, I hope not. He's a hell of a player, but god damn, I hate playing against him. It's
No,
horrible.
I respect the guy. Like limits, like beyond what I can do for a Steelers fan, right?
I
Not
have the
Steelers, as a Browns
fantasy-
fan. As a
I have
Browns
the
fan.
Steelers
Oh.
defense on my fantasy team.
I meant like I do too for mine.
Steelers.
But I can only respect him because he's such a good player. But like all the people that fucking say he's better than Myles Garrett, they're just wrong. Myles gets damn near triple
who's the
teamed every
best?
play.
You know who's the best?
Who?
Aaron Donald. he's not here anymore.
Odafe the GOAT. Yeah, our defense is horrible this year, dude. It's absolutely atrocious. We should not
Kyle
be allowing
Hamilton
Tim
dropped
Boyle to throw
3
touchdowns
game-stealing
against us.
interceptions against Cleveland.
Dude.
What a moment.
What happened to Eddie
Cleveland's
Jackson? I
defense
thought we were
looked
getting, like-
scary last year. Like they were
The Brown- oh,
monsters
yeah,
back then.
We had the best defense of all time. We're the first team to ever win the defensive triple crown, and you know we lose Patrick Queen, who's having a horrible year for the
Your,
Steelers. I
guy's
have to
asleep.
add. Yeah. And we lose Geno Stone, who's having a horrible year for the Bengals.
Oh, he's sleeping. Fucking wake up,
Um,
fatty. Sorry.
And our defense, it's just been so bad. I mean, we are allowing Tim Boyle to throw touchdowns. He has more interceptions than touchdowns. I think it's like he has 2 times as many interceptions as he has touchdowns in his career.
Who's Tim Boyle play for now?
The Giants.
Where?
Oh God.
The who?
Tim Boyles. The Giants.
Oh, so no. I remember back in 2020 when we still had Baker. The Browns played against the Lions when Tim Boyle was on the Lions, and I remember this very vividly because I'm like, oh yeah, Jared Goff's out. This is gonna be a fucking blowout win. We won by 2. It was like 17-15. We let fucking Tim Boyle, however you say it, dot us up. Baker threw
Oh,
like
was that
3
2021?
picks. Yeah, 21.
I remember. Oh, I remember that
Because
game.
Jared was having a stinker year, I'm pretty sure.
He
that
was.
time. And he
No,
got
Jared
benched
Goff.
for.
You're talking about. He was still on the Rams at that time, I think.
No, this was Lions.
Well, 2020. Actually, no. That was been his first season with the Lions, wasn't it?
Yeah,
2021.
it was.
Yeah.
But
The one before that is when he was at the Rams still.
yeah.
The
Pandemic,
Lions.
Rams
I don't think they're
losing
gonna make
to
it.
Packers.
They're horribly injured.
I think we should end it off here because we've been going for like an hour and a half. But we can still chill here and talk if you're down.
Yeah, I'm done. I want to get out of this chair, so I have to keep turning my head.
But thank you all for coming, Shep. If you want to get up, shake my hand. I swear it hasn't been anywhere gross recently.
Please shake my
It
hand.
has. He's been just.
Yep, I was jerking off the whole time during the podcast. Thank you everyone for coming.
The things he's been
I'm a
doing
nut
to
on
me
Shep
in
later.
College Football 25.
Ew.
Oh.